FortuneBuilders.tv. Killer real estate secrets. A&E TV stars. #1 educational company. National speakers. Hands-on trainers. FortuneBuilders.tv.
Welcome everyone to another episode of FortuneBuilders.tv. That's right, where we bring the real estate education right to you. Yes, right there in your living room, right there behind your computer. And we're gonna have some fun today. JD Esajian once again behind the desk delivering the content, and my main man Dave behind the camera capturing everything today. And we're gonna get started. Today is a topic that is near and dear to my heart, let's say. Contractors. The ever elusive contractor. One of the things that us as people in the renovation space have to deal with every day, right? For those of you that are buying, fixing properties and then selling them, you have to deal with contractors. And understand that more than 50% of the success of your renovation project is dedicated to and directed by the contractors that are working on the job. And that comes from us as the investor, right? Because we hire those individuals. So let's talk about how do we hire and find good, grown-up, adult, mature contractors. Because there's a lot of people that work in that industry that don't follow that, they don't follow those points, that aren't in that space, right? That aren't mature, that aren't grown up, that aren't adult, that don't show up on time, that aren't licensed and insured. Well, first and foremost, like anything, you have to market. You have to find these people. There's a lot of different ways. Some of the big ones are to go to your supply houses, your plumbing supply houses, your electrical supply houses, painting supply houses, and asking who they recommend. Those are typically going to be people that pay their bills, that come in repeatedly. That's a great source. You can go to your big box stores, such as like a hardware store, big hardware stores, Lowe's, Home Depots, those kind of places, and get there early and see who comes and buys material, right? Those are some other locations. You can market online too. There's tons of online websites you can go to. You can send out your own advertising on Craigslist, but don't just send out online advertising without a process for them to follow. You should have a contractor application sheet, which we have in our Rehabbers course actually, that our students get, that they fill out with all their information. They should include that. Send that back along with a copy of their license and insurance, right? So you're going to mass market for contractors, but you're going to weed them down to the ones that you actually want to get in touch with. So if they can't get you back that information that you request, then they're basically pre-screening themselves and you don't want to work with them. So that's a great way to find contractors.
Deal or no deal?
Alright, so in today's Deal or No Deal segment, we're going to be talking about, you guessed it, contractors. What I'm going to do is create a scenario for you, and I'm going to let you, as the viewer, decide if this particular contractor is a deal or no deal. Alright, so you market for and you find contractors. You've got 10 people who submit their information to you the way you wanted it to. Fill out the contractor application, they send you a copy of their license and their insurance, and you have it in your inbox. Alright, so you make you set appointments with 10 of them, and you have them meet you at your ongoing project or your new project that you're about ready to start. Okay? So out of the 10 people that send you the information, only one of them shows up. Okay? That particular contractor shows up, everything works out. So deal or no deal, those non-contractors that didn't show up completely weeded themselves out. That one contractor may or may not be someone you work with, but they're putting themselves in a good position to move forward with. The other things that can make deal or no deal with the contractor is if you set an appointment at 2 o'clock, they don't show up until 4, they don't call, they don't do anything to let you know that they're going to be late. That's another thing that is definitely a no deal. Little things like that actually aren't that little, but what they are is telltale signs of how that relationship is going to be with that contractor. People get busy every day. We can understand that, but if you don't get a courtesy call, hey JD, I'm running a little bit late, I got hung up on another job, can we reschedule, or if you can meet me a couple of hours later, I'm really looking forward to meeting you. Those little things. So in our deal or no deal segment, it's not too hard to determine that if a contractor isn't treating you the way you'd treat them, or the way you'd like to be treated in other areas of your life.
No deal.
No deal. Don't waste your time and don't try to make them into something that they're not. Get rid of them, find someone that is going to follow your system, move forward and have some success.
Questions and answers.
And today we actually have a question that came in from Greg in Florida. And his question was, how do you get your pricing so low with these contractors? And Greg, that's a good question. And the answer is first and foremost, it's the initial conversation meeting that you have with that contractor. The first time that you talk to that contractor is so important. And we, as the investor, have to dictate that conversation. You have to, whether it's on the phone or you're dealing with them face to face, you have to basically, speak your truth. You have to let them know who you are. Hey, Mr. Contractor, I'm a wholesale customer. I'm not a retail customer, so I expect the best pricing. And if you can give me that pricing and work within my system, predetermined scope of work with material lists, I can move you from job to job to job. I love to pay contractors when work gets done. Those are just some of the key points that we use in that initial meeting. That's very important. And for those of us that are sometimes uncomfortable meeting people for the first time, when we're maybe don't know the pricing yet, or we're trying to get them to give us a reduced price, we don't stand tall and we don't dictate and control the conversation, and that's important. You have to look the contractor in the eye, and you have to stand tall. Give them a firm handshake, whether you're male, female, young or old, it doesn't matter, and really tell them that you're in charge, and that if they do what you tell them to do, that they'll get paid and you'll have a good relationship. That's very important. That's really the first element of getting good pricing with our contractors. Then after that, it's having an understanding of certainly material and labor costs, what your overall budget is, being organized and actually having the scope of work, which is everything that they're going to do to the job, so that they know what they're quoting. But really, those are kind of secondary things, believe it or not. The first and most important thing, and the answer to your question, Greg, the number one way we get our pricing so low is by that first meeting and letting them know who we are and why they should work with us. And if they do that, they're going to be working on thinner margins, but they're going to not have to look for their next job. So a great question, happy to answer it, and take it out there and use that, because it'll work for you when you're dealing with contractors.
Quote of the week.
All right, certainly last but not least is my thought of the week. Sometimes a quote of the week, sometimes it's just a random thing that is important to us that week that I want to share with everyone. And today is something that is one of the most important things that you can take into your business, and it's a concept we call CAW. And what that stands for is Celebrate All Wins. We get many times wrapped up in the day-to-day nuts and bolts of running a business, and we don't take time to stop and celebrate all wins with our employees and our coworkers. And it's very important. For example, when you sell a property in your business, celebrate all wins. High five. Go around the office, go to your partner, your spouse, whoever you're working with, and celebrate. Because things don't come easy in this world. Whether you're buying a property, or you get a new listing, or you find a good contractor, or you get a new property under contract, whatever it is, big or small, celebrate all wins. It's important. It'll make what you do every day and what we do every day in real estate more enjoyable. I'll see you next time.
FortuneBuilders.tv